moments that make you pause and ask, what was she thinking?
And that means in this show, we are asking the character, the director, and even ourselves to consider how thoughts prompt actions and ultimately one's experiences in life. Today, we are reviewing the TV show Margo's Got Money Troubles on Apple TV Plus, starring Elle Fanning as Margo, Michelle Pfeiffer as her mother, Cheyenne, Nick Offerman as Jinx, her dad, Thaddeus Graham as Susie, her roommate, Nicole Kidman as Lace, her attorney, Greg Kinnear as Kenny, the kind of awkward stepdad, and Michael Angarano as Mark, the deadbeat daddy. This is not just a TV or recap. This is a conversation about mindset, motivation, and the choices that shape women's lives. Hello, everybody. I am Charla.
And I am Kim, and welcome to What Was She Thinking?
Kimber, welcome. How are ya?
Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, life be life and
Yeah. So it's summer.
it's
Right?
summer.
Josh out of school.
Josh is out of school. The word of the day, the word of the summer is job. So he's trying to find him a little job, little jobby job. He's 16, so he needs to be jobby jobbing, and he is strengthening up his driving abilities so that he can get that license this summer.
Uh, you pulled a Friday on him.
Whew. Yes, the word of the summer is job for sure.
You going up in his room, waking him up. The word of the day is.
The application you put in today. So
Ah!
yeah, so hopefully he can get employed soon. And we had an
Mhm.
open interview the other day at a
Mhm.
grocery store. So hopefully they will give him a call back
I'm
and
sure.
place. Yeah,
His first little teenage job.
that's right. He needs one.
It's something when they have their first job. They my mama was like, you can start buying your toiletries and stuff. I'm like, toiletries? I can
I don't even think that
when I
I
got
would
my
even
first
put that in
job.
his hands right now. But I will tell you what, you need to put something on that phone bill. Put something on
Yeah,
it.
that's what
Mhm,
probably I'm sure she would have made me do if it was this day. But that was the first day.
mhm,
She was like, "Okay, now you can start buying your little toiletries
mhm,
for
mhm.
yourself." For the kids, I think they just started buying like their own like things that they wanted to
Yeah.
wear that they knew I
Mhm,
wouldn't necessarily be
mhm,
like, "What is that?" So,
mhm.
but it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see
Mhm.
what he starts to buy, and then for them like see, ooh, this freedom to buy what I want to buy.
You can have that freedom all you want to, but you better save a little bit of them coins, honey.
Mhm, mhm.
You better be
They
putting a
do.
little bit away.
Another
Mhm,
thing that I found was interesting that they were younger when they wanted a debit card. So I got a little green light
mhm,
card so that they could use it when they went out with friends or whatever instead of
mhm.
having to what. But as soon as and I never really questioned them unless I thought, but maybe they did. But honey, as soon as they could get 18 and get out that green light card, they was like, well, I know the green light card I got the one with their picture on it. Cause you can put the picture
Mhm.
on it. And they was like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of having this card with my picture on it.
Girl, we don't got past that, girl. He has a Cash App card. He has had a Cash App card for so long.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a Cash App card for a good little while now. And
Yes,
so when people send him birthday money, Christmas money, they always Cash App him.
Cash App. Mm-hmm.
And whenever he goes out with his little friends, if I need to give him a little bit of change, he gets the
Put
Cash
on the
App.
card. Mm-hmm.
And he taps with his phone. He'll tap pay, and
Mm-hmm.
he has the actual little card. So, but yeah, you
See.
need to put something on that phone bill. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I will require, and that you
Uh-huh.
that you save a little bit of change. Um, Put
Well,
something
see,
on the
that's what I'm
phone
saying. I
today.
don't know now because as soon as they kind of aged out of that, they didn't even age out. It was like at I think 16, the bank or
Mhm,
credit union allows you to get a checking account.
mhm,
And
mhm,
as soon as they did that, they were like, "Yeah." So
mhm,
I ain't on that account. I don't know what they do.
mhm.
I don't know what they say, but I'd be like, you know what? It's on you, boo. You'll live and learn. I
There you
I
go.
done
And
told
he
you what
and
to do.
that and that partner, he has a savings account. He had a under he had like a I think he had a savings account when he was 12. But he has a savings account. And so when he gets his job, I'm going to take him in the bank and then he's going to
Put the money in it.
open up
Mm-hmm.
a checking account with the savings account. So I'm hoping to get him to say, okay, well, just a little bit, $10 out your check or whatever it is that you can
Mm-hmm.
just drop that in your savings, and then you can have your check deposited however you need to deposit it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the goal.
That's the life
Trying to
skill for the
find
summer.
some, let's get some fiscal responsibility around this mug. Oh,
Well, that's good. Yeah, we just trying to find a camp or two, and the kid with Juicy's working. Jackson's got an internship. So that's all. We just moving and grooving. It's been
yeah,
nice summer days. It's been pretty
yeah,
outside. I've been enjoying
yeah,
going for walks and stuff.
yeah. It's been warm though. It's getting a little warmer because we in the south, so it's getting a little
Hmm.
warm. But yeah, it's been some nice days.
It's been some nice summer
Mhm,
days. I'm
mhm.
trying to enjoy the I don't know, getting older. You like, okay, well, let me enjoy. Let me take some time to enjoy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
I'm trying to
Um,
be in this space of finding joy, of
yeah,
being in more happy moments.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I'm with
believe it or not, it's like, Kim, I really had to ask myself, how do you do that?
you. Mm.
Because I get going out and being like, it's a beautiful day. But after you do that, what else do I do? I said I was grateful for the
Yeah,
sun. I said I
grateful.
was
Yeah.
grateful.
Mhm. Mhm. Now what do I do? Well,
Yeah.
because we're so used to ripping and running and having to go this place and that place for the children, or picking up, or
Mm-hmm.
even having extra stuff to do. Like, so I work during the summer, but the summer does provide a little bit more flexibility
Mm-hmm.
than during the academic year, because um the kids are there are no students on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So it does give you a little bit more flexibility to enjoy the quiet moments,
Mm-hmm.
when you come from a year of just rah 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 rah, and then
Yeah.
now it's like it's
Yeah.
literally on, it's mute. Like, if no one says anything, if you don't say anything, then you don't hear anything.
Hmm. Yeah. I love that.
So it's like, some soft music playing, or it's just something to kind of just like, okay, all
Everybody
right.
decompressing from the school
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Mhm. You
Yeah.
need it after you need. Shh, everybody, right here, please.
Listen here.
You
I
don't
don't
turn
mind
it.
being quiet for 8 hours. I
I
can knock
don't
off
either.
for 8 hours. I'm okay
Mhm.
with it.
It would kill my sister, but for me, okay. Before we go on, I found a personality trait that I feel like it's like FNI. We need a psychologist on the INFJ is a personality trait.
INFJ.
Mhm. Intuitive, reflective, um, intuitive, reflective. No, sorry. Sorry. Dang, Kim.
Hmm.
But it's one who likes to be by themselves.
I'm okay with that one.
Like introvert. I'm sorry. The I is for
Yeah.
introvert. Yeah. Okay.
I tell people all the time. They don't get it, but I tell people all the time. I am an introvert.
Gladly, like I can go out and interact with people, but it
A
takes.
lot.
Hmm. So it's introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. It's one of the 16
Ooh.
personality types identified by Myers Briggs, often called the advocate or the counselor. It is considered the rarest type.
That's
Introverted, you are
interesting.
energized by time spent alone. While you have deep,
Mhm.
meaningful relationship, you require a quiet environment to recharge your
Yeah.
social batteries. Intuitive, rather than focusing purely on literal facts or present details, you rely on your gut. Focus on the big
Mhm.
picture. Look for hidden
Mhm.
meanings. F,
Mhm.
feeling. You make decisions based on your personal values, empathy,
Mhm.
and emotional impact on others. And
Yeah.
then J, judging, you prefer structure, organization, and planning. You like having a clear path forward and feel most comfortable when decisions are finalized.
Did I happen to mention that I am a Virgo too? So that's me,
That's
girl.
yeah, that's how I was like, maybe because they were like, of course I saw it on TikTok and they were like, people like this may feel like they don't fit in because they
Mhm.
are intuitive judging. They see the big picture.
Mhm.
Everybody else might be floating along on the
Mhm.
whatever. And so because I already knew I was an introvert, but I was like, this might explain sometimes where I feel like I
Yeah.
might be like fish, like outside of the fishbowl
Yeah.
feeling or
Yeah.
whatever. As
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
introvert sometimes anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And like my foundation is in human connection and human relationships, but at the same time, um, that overstimulates me. Um,
Hmm.
so when you said like counselor and
Advocate.
um advocate, that
You can
aligns.
yeah,
Because
mhm.
yeah, yeah. And then that's a 1 2 1 2
Yeah,
right
like a
there.
different type of introvert. I was like, that might be
Yeah,
why,
yeah,
because I was just thinking introvert just on one type of way, but they gave me some insight into like
yeah.
kind of different.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure.
Anywho,
Yeah, for sure.
okay, let's go to our show where we talk about Margo's got money troubles. And she is not an introvert, I think, because there's no way I could put my titties online. I don't think. Is that what? Are you an introvert? I guess you could be an introvert and show your.
Listen here, I'm an introvert girl. I'm an introvert because ain't nobody. I'm not putting my boot. I'm not putting my rump,
Oh,
and
you
I'm not
you
putting my
you
boobies. I'm not putting my boobies, my
Kim. At one
bosom.
point in time,
Listen,
it was like your
listen. I'm grown.
how you
I'm
put your
not putting my bosoms online. Now, let me tell you something. Back in the day, do you remember like Black Planet
yeah,
and
I remember Black Planet. Yeah, I remember that
okay.
name.
So I had a profile on Black Planet, and I remember I was trying to be like, risque,
Okay,
whatever,
okay.
whatever. And I would never like show my face because
Uh-huh.
it's online. This is
Yeah,
who are these people?
digital. Yeah,
And I remember just posting a picture on my BlackBerry, mind
uh-huh.
you.
Yeah.
It was just like a square of like the crest of my cleavage.
Uh-huh. That was risque.
That was risque. And that was it. That was all you could get. And
Yeah,
then I think once I posted it, and then the response that I got was like, let me see what you got going
yeah.
on, girl. Let me see. And I was like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Let me take it down.
Yeah, but what if it was OnlyFans and they was like, I give you $50?
Now, see, this is the thing that I'm getting because we're in a different time and a different
Right?
place at this
Hmm.
point, right?
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Because when with the Margo got money problems, listen here, I'm here with her, girl. I'm here with her
Hmm.
because at one point I thought about putting my toes on the internet.
Hmm.
Put a little bit of honey on them, a little bit of
I couldn't
cotton
put
balls
mine.
or
But
whatever.
go ahead.
Let's see, as long as I ain't had to show my face or whatever. But yeah, I put
Yeah.
little toes on there. What you want me to
Who
do?
would know it was you?
This girl, I saw this girl was like she was making like 6 figures. Somebody wanted her to put Doritos between her toes.
Hmm.
Well, I could get back at Doritos. My son loved Doritos.
Yeah. Go pull them out the pantry.
I can get me my own
Yeah.
little bag and just put Doritos to
Yeah.
put in between my toes. Okay. I've been told I got, pretty feet. Why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
So I related to Margot because
Uh-huh. The hustle.
I understood the hustle
Mhm.
in the day and time that we are in. Now
Mhm.
back then with the Black Planet and stuff, to me that was you you know, you risque girl. Take it down, girl.
Mhm.
That you not about that kind of life, girl.
Mhm.
I come from the time where the people, the sisters in the churches, give you the pen to cover up
Yeah,
the
it
book,
could cover
girl.
up. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Right, because
I'm
there
from
is
that.
that.
I'm from that time. Okay,
Right.
so yeah, that was my little forte, my little pinky toe dip into the world of
Well,
risque.
risque. Yeah. Okay. Mine would be because I think I'm sure you and I were probably raised the same in
Mhm,
that girls who were risque, we weren't supposed to hang out with. We might
mhm,
have wanted to because they was cool. I
mhm,
never, you know what I'm saying? They was cool,
mhm,
whatever.
mhm, mhm,
But if I couldn't be like, Mama, that's my friend, you could come
mhm.
home or whatever, because my mama would say whatever if she felt like she fast or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the
Mhm,
perception.
mhm.
So I was always like you say, you're supposed to be demure,
Yeah.
pen,
Mhm,
whatever.
mhm,
So when I was let free, right? You get older, you can roam by
mhm,
yourself.
mhm.
My friend had a cousin who was a stripper. She had a stint in the strip club, and she was like, "Come on, let's go to the strip club and go see my cousin." And I was
Mhm,
like, "No, I'm not my like ain't like my daddy no pastor or nothing, but still
mhm.
it was just like, oh, I can't, but
Yeah.
still intrigued. Let's
Mhm.
go.
I don't
Let's
generally
go.
visit these types of places, but okay,
I'll go visit and see."
I'll
And
go
I
visit.
was genuinely intrigued at the fact that they could be so free. I mean, like, it definitely is sketchy
Mhm,
in this particular strip club because it was,
mhm.
in the hood. So it was definitely sketchy with, these nasty men or whatever drooling and touching all over you.
Yeah.
But at the
Mhm.
same time, like having like the courage to, I don't know, be that kind of risque, I guess.
Right.
Like when I watched um that documentary about Magic City,
Mm.
just thinking about having just the courage to do that. Not now, I know all of them didn't necessarily want to do it. It was a hustle, it was
Mhm.
something like they had to do, kind of like Margo, but still, like, if I think it is a sense of kind of like, oh, you dare to do that in some way.
The level of sometimes the just sheer um stress or some people have a desire, right?
Hmm.
But some people do it because of the need to have the money quickly.
Hmm.
Um, and sometimes it's not necessarily confidence thing, but it's just what I got to do in order to
Make money,
make
yeah.
a way, right?
What skill do I have
Right. To
that
make a
to make money?
to
Hmm.
make a way. And like McDonald's isn't gonna do it,
Hmm.
being an admin assistant is gonna
They're
do
not
it. You
gonna
know
do
what I'm
it,
saying? So but this is gonna bring me in some cash,
yeah. Mm,
and I don't knock nobody hustle.
no.
But
Mm-mm.
we in a different time and place now to where everything is so easily accessible online
Mhm.
that I mean, OnlyFans have indeed made people millionaires
Mhm.
because of their type of content. So being Margot in this time and space and dealing with what she had to deal with, and she's like,
Mhm.
okay, all right, so what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, okay. So
What I'm
let's
gonna do?
let's
Yeah.
get to okay, so this I thought this was excellent. This was
Hmm.
um done by I think David Kelly, who's
Hmm.
done what is it? Pretty what is it?
Big Little
Big
Lies.
Little Lies, Ally
Mhm.
McBeal.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has his I think
He's done a few shows.
like women-centered
Yeah.
issues,
Mhm.
challenges, or whatever.
Mhm.
Because this is like, I've been watching. I finished called. I'm up to date on called the Midwives, and that show takes place started in
Man,
quite
you're killing me with the PBS call of midwives.
you. I love this show. This show is absolutely it's like Margo, but back in the day because it addresses
It's like Margo, but back in the day, like with the
It's like the
midwives and stuff.
it's the same fucking problem. Nothing has goddamn changed. It's crazy. I mean, it's in a sense how we treat women who
Mhm.
become unwed mothers is fucking
Mm.
crazy. It's in the
Yeah.
we're in the 21st century. And I mean her reaction is the same in a sense in Call the Midwife, which I think essentially takes place in what? Mid 1900s, maybe a little bit earlier. So that's what 19. I think it's taking place like after World War I, World War II. So it's like 1940. I think somewhere up
Mhm.
in there is taking place,
Mhm.
is starting,
Mhm.
and it moves up until like the 1970s. But the same kind of issue
Yeah.
here. So we start off with Margot. Um, she is in college.
College. Listen here.
She is young, right? And she is the infamous kind of story of the professor calls her and tells her how great she is. She's such a wonderful writer, and she, like we all probably would if you looking for somebody to validate you.
Charlotte, you and I have both been to school. We done been to some school. We done been to high school. We done been to middle school, elementary school, college,
Yeah.
graduate school, and we both have our doctorates.
Mm-hmm.
So we done been to school.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Charlotte, I have
Mm-hmm.
never had no professor
Mm-hmm.
that I said, I might like you, and I ain't never had no professor try me.
Like
Never. I've never. I've never had that experience. And I find it so interesting
mm-hmm.
that, not saying that this is not something that happens, because I know it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm going to school, I'm going to school to learn. Ain't nothing about that man. I've had admirations
Mm-hmm.
for professors,
Mm-hmm.
but it has never been
That.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had professors that have poured into me, but it's never been that. You see what I'm saying? And
So
I don't know if that's because
you don't believe that's possible?
I no, I believe it's possible.
Uh-huh.
I,
You don't what you saying?
I just have never experienced anything like that, to where I thought that a professor could have been, or maybe was trying.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was in them people class. Some of the time when I was in there, I didn't know what the hell they was talking about. I'm just trying to get this here work done.
I'm just trying to get this word. I ain't trying to
And
get
listen here, I ain't trying to know nothing about your family. I ain't trying to know nothing about your who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to know anything like that. So when I say that,
Uh-huh.
I say that to say my personal perspective. I've never had that. But as a professor in academia, in higher ed now,
Mm-hmm.
I have students coming to my office, males and females, right?
Mm-hmm.
Telling me their problems, their personal issues. So
Yeah.
I know that it happens,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now mind you, it's never happened to me. I don't that's not I don't get like that. I don't do that.
Disclaimer.
But yeah, disclaimer, please do. Yeah. I give auntie and mama vibes all day, every day. Um
I'm not getting students on the side. Disclaimer.
no, not at all. No, no, no. And any of them, I tell you, I'm gonna give them auntie and mama vibes all day, every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So, but I can see, because at one point, because I do have male students that do come in and share and talk. And at one point, I was like, okay, make sure that your door is open at all times, because you
Mhm.
don't want anything to be misconstrued as dubious. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you form these types of relationships with them where some of them they really do come to you
In a vulnerable kind of.
state where
Mhm.
they do need somebody to guide you. And
Mhm.
as a professional, you are wrong to take
Mhm.
advantage of situations like that.
Mhm. It will be the same
You
when
know?
she was in high school, I think, because
Exactly.
you are
Exactly.
an
You
authoritative.
are in the position of authority and of help to them as a resource to them. How dare you violate that?
And
So
you're
I
older,
know, huh?
and he's older, so he knows what he's
And
doing.
married.
And married, so because my thing was he um pinpointed her. You
Yeah.
know how you could pick up off of people when they need something? Okay, because knowing her backstory, as we see, right, she might have
Mhm.
daddy issues. We learn
Mhm.
kind of. So I'm saying,
Mhm. Yeah.
he looking through the audience, which
Mhm.
who is my next victim? Who will tell me yes, who will tell me
Mhm.
no? You look like you might be weak enough. You know what I'm
A
saying? There are
damn
people who
predator. A damn
predator,
predator.
yeah,
Yeah. A
who
damn predator.
prey.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen because I know that it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the creepy professors that give off the creepy vibes
Mm-hmm.
that I tell my female students, my male students, my students, when you go to that office, you better go with a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you go to that office by yourself
Mm-hmm.
because people give off the little creepy vibe. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever want them to be taken advantage of because of the position that I hold and the position that the my colleagues hold. How dare you? You don't
Mm-hmm.
you're not look you ain't you there to do a job, and that's to teach them and guide them. You're
Mm-hmm.
not there to be looking for your next side
The
piece.
next topic, yeah, because that's what I feel like, yeah, that's what he's used to doing. Then that's why I was like, now that I know that. But I would say in my 20s, I didn't have that exact situation,
Mhm,
but I did, as somebody who has always liked to write,
mhm,
I took a class, an African American lit class, I remember, and there was this black guy who was probably like this same situation where he was probably like in his 30s or
mhm,
so, and me in my what, maybe, early 20s, late teens or something
mhm,
like that or whatever,
mhm.
and writing poetry. He wrote poems, and I went to him because I was like, okay, help, can you look
Mhm.
at my poems? He
Yeah.
was very nice, gave me great advice or whatever,
Mhm,
and he could have totally taken advantage of the
mhm.
situation looking back, because here I am coming to you saying, hey, look at my work. And I am what did resonate for me, which I know now, which I didn't know then, is that I was, which I saw in her, looking for him to tell me I was good,
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
instead of saying, oh, I'm good at this, I just need to
Yeah.
get better. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? But there
mhm,
was a disconnect for me to understand that it starts with me first, and
mhm.
then other people catch on. It doesn't, because I always believe that you have to find somebody who says, oh, you're pretty, and then you say you're pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Mhm,
have done a good job, and then you can finally breathe a sigh of relief because somebody else has validated you.
mhm. I did a good job.
I
Yeah.
did a good job, and now I have learned just recently, just to be quite honest, validate yourself.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and so I and so in that moment, I really was like, oh, she is not, because at any moment she could have said, hell yeah, am I writing good? Because
Yeah.
he says, oh, you shouldn't be here or something like that or whatever, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't. And he was like, "You should be at like Harvard or something like that." He's telling her, "You should be at the Ivy Leagues." She's like, "Oh, I should." So it's for somebody who's already like, "I'm not sure if I'm good at something," and you got somebody in an authoritative position telling you you are good at something, it's the perfect storm of predator prey.
I can see that, but there is because she was a freshman, right? She was the first year.
It's fresh, yeah.
But there's a level of naivete, I guess, being naive as a freshman, right?
Hmm.
And so, but I still feel like he preyed on her.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah, for
laid
sure,
he
for sure.
laid the groundwork to bring her in. Come
Hmm.
to me,
He sure did. He knew what he was
Um,
doing.
and yeah, for sure. But and I think that maybe unlike your situation, you were naive, and I don't think your professor could have taken advantage of the situation, but did not do that.
Didn't do it. Yeah.
Didn't
Hmm.
do that.
Hmm.
And whereas his mindset, he was a predator.
He was looking to for sure. He was
And
looking
so they prey on the naive freshmen that are
to.
looking for guidance and maybe to your point, some validation,
Hmm.
but they're looking at it in a twisted way. And that's what I didn't like about him from the jump.
Hmm.
After seeing him lay the play down, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't like you.
I was like,
I don't like you. I
mm,
don't like you. So who's gonna beat him down? When's the
mhm.
beat down coming?
Yeah,
Because
it's yeah,
I love to beat somebody down in
yeah,
TV shows.
yeah. And ooh, and you know how I feel about just ratchet baby daddy. So I'm like, ugh. So he's not baby daddy yet. Okay, so they are getting they like fucking like rabbits everywhere. Best time of their life. And then I remember that when it's so good all the time. Life is footloose and carefree. You just ride there. But I would say too, she might be naive to being predator prey, but she ain't naive to the fact that she is fucking a married man.
Oh no, no, no,
So,
no,
girl,
no.
you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
You know exactly what you're doing
You're
because
not
then
naive
it
to that.
becomes
He didn't lie to you. He said he was married.
no,
Yeah.
and then it becomes because that's the play. So I'm gonna bring you in, girl.
Mhm.
You don't supposed to be in this class,
You
and then
right. You
once I
fine.
yeah, you right. Ooh, you when I bring then I'm gonna bring you in, and then I'm gonna hook you, and
Mhm.
then once I lay that D on you, you mine
You
anyway.
fine. Yeah. Uh huh.
Because it don't matter if I'm married with 2 kids, 3 kids, 2 baby mamas, a side chick on the side, and I'm screwing somebody else in your class.
Mhm.
You still gonna give it to me because I don't put it on you. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because that's they're naive.
Right. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
naive and they're not. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. She
She
knew what
knew
she
what
was
she
doing,
was doing.
and her friend tries to tell her,
Yeah.
you need to stop seeing this dude. He's taking advantage of you. And she continues on. Um, let me see. Okay, so then we are introduced to her mother, Shay. Why I can't remember her name now.
Cheyenne or
Cheyenne, yeah, Cheyenne. And she is with Kenny, who I'm conflicted about because he seems to be a nice dude, but I can clearly tell she doesn't really like him. Right? Do you get the feel? She's tolerating him. She wants to like him, but she doesn't really like him.
So stellar, good casting here.
Yeah,
Okay,
great
first of
casting.
all, listen
And
here,
put
we got Michelle
and let
Pfeiffer
me
up in
tell you,
here.
put Michelle Pfeiffer in them teeth is killing me. Every time I see her with them top
Listen, Michelle Pfeiffer will always be the girl for me because listen here, Grease 2 is one of my favorite shows. If you really wanna know
Yeah, I love Michelle Pfeiffer, but I was like,
what I
ooh,
wanna know.
put her in them
Oh, listen
top,
here.
that top layer teeth is killing me.
Listen, Michelle Pfeiffer is the girl, honey. But when I tell you, honey, she was like, listen, I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm just I felt like she was there to or her relationship with Kenny was I don't know. I don't like her character so much in this show.
You don't? I like her.
I don't too much like her.
Yeah, she's kind of
Mhm.
realistic. Well, okay, so
But she's kind of disconnected though, I feel.
I feel
Hands
like
off
she does
and
represent
critical.
not a nurturing person, but there
Yeah.
are women like that who just don't know. She loves her, but she's not a nurturing. She doesn't know how to hug.
No.
She doesn't know like, and I guess I've seen women like that on like my
Yeah.
dad's side of the family. They would
Mhm.
kill anybody for you.
Yeah.
But they not huggers. They're not huggers. They're not they would do anything but that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like certain things
But
that they don't have it in them to do. And I feel like she just doesn't have that nurturing part. It's not in her. It
I
shows
don't.
up for
Yeah,
sure.
there's a disconnect for sure. I feel there's a disconnect for her. But Kenny, Greg Kinnear as an actor, I can fool a lot with him, but sometimes he gets on my nerves.
It gets on
And
my nerves too, Kim.
in
He
this
does.
show, he
Girl.
gets on my nerves. And
So corny.
so, um, why are you here?
He's so corny. So mom knows about what she's doing. You know,
Mhm.
they kind of tell her, whatever, but she's like, I'm young, I'm gonna do whatever I want to
I'm
do. I'm
young.
happy
I
to
want to.
live
It
my
feels
life.
good. Listen, it feels good to me.
It feels good because she's young. She's got
I'm young.
three
I
real
don't have no consequence. Consequence? What's that?
what's
I'm
that?
young, honey. I'm out here living my life. LOL. It's
Go to my
litty in the
little
city.
classes, give me a little some, go work my little part-time job. I mean, like she living a life until she go to work throwing up. And oh girl, like, girl, when you gonna take this test? I mean, clueless is I don't know what.
Until you put the P in the V, and nature just do what it's supposed to do.
Girl, you been screwing like rabbits. You oh girl, like, girl, when you
Really?
what
Are
did
you
you
serious?
say? Girl, and
What
you
did you
young?
think?
That
And he
uterus is
already got
waiting.
children,
That
so
uterus is
he's shooting something.
yeah. Yeah, like my grandma used to say, that gun worked. He done already proved. Oh, girl, like, girl, when you gonna
He's
take this
shooting something,
test?
girl.
What did you say?
But no,
Girl,
you out here
you
young with
young?
that young
That
uterus.
uterus is waiting.
That brand spanking new uterus, girl.
Waiting for it. Wait. It's
You got
waiting. Gun work.
that
He done already proved.
pristine uterus, honey. Let me just put something in it, girl.
Yeah. That one that can even catch something, even if it's being protected. I'm still catching it.
Knock them training wheels off that uterus,
Girl.
honey, because I'm gonna put something in there.
And that he did. And that he did. And she goes to tell him, and then we really see. So we already know or feel like he's
Yes.
an asshole because you
Yeah.
have preyed on this young student.
Mm-hmm.
And then she comes to tell you that she's pregnant, and he says immediately, not even asking her what she wants to do. Well, you could call Planned Parenthood.
Mm-hmm. Let me
And
give you
she's
some
like,
options.
yeah. And she's like, okay, as a parent, you've already made my decision. And then he tries to do like the politically correct thing and make it seem as if he's trying to give her some type of choice. But we already know he done already played his asshole card. She goes to the doctor, realize she's about 10 weeks. She tells her mother, and I feel like we see who Cheyenne really is. She probably was like living this footloose and fancy free life. But when she found out she was pregnant with
Mm-hmm.
Margo, she realized, okay, I'm going to have
Mm-hmm.
this child because um, she says, well, first she says, you were in college, you were going to be somebody. And this is a concept I've always had issues with seeing on TV shows, like how mothers are automatically like, your life is ruined. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, just can't the plan just change? Ain't nobody say they don't take pregnant people to go to college. She can still
Girl.
go. She just
Girl,
don't.
look. Listen here. I was pregnant in college.
I've been pregnant in college too.
And I will never forget. Like, and to be honest, one of the hardest things was to tell my mama that I was
Yeah,
pregnant.
my parent, yeah.
was to tell her that I was pregnant. And then um going through the process, it was like I remember going to my dean and letting her know, because I was like on the verge of graduating. This was like
Mhm.
my last semester or last year. And I remember going to her because I was going to start my student teaching. And
Mhm.
so in that fall semester, I had went to her and I was like, look, so I'm pregnant.
Mhm.
Okay. And but I'm not gonna stop school.
Mhm.
Like, just let me have my baby
Mhm.
and then I'll be back in like 2.5 weeks.
Mhm.
So if I have the baby like on a Friday,
Mhm.
then I could be out like that weekend. In like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I'll be back. Right.
Mhm.
She looked at me and she was like, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, you gonna be back?
Yeah. Yeah, the kid,
I
that's a
was like,
stretch.
yeah. Yeah. All I'm gonna do is have baby. You know, listen here.
I could
I
pop
was like,
I
all
could
I'm
pop
gonna
that
do
out real quick.
is that baby out and I'll be
Yeah.
good to go. I mean, come.
Put me on some
Okay.
pads. I'd be
And
good.
yeah, I'll be good to go. I'll be ready to come back and student teach. Right. I never forget that conversation, and I never forget the encouragement and support that she gave me. And she was like, well, listen, I'm gonna just tell you this. I don't think it's gonna be 2.5 weeks, but what we will do is we will work with you and we'll just keep you in student teaching longer.
Mhm.
So you will go past the cutoff date so that you can make up the time
Mhm.
that you will miss after you had the baby. She
Mhm.
says, I don't think it's going to be 2.5 weeks, but we're going to work with you. And because I
Mhm.
told her, I was like, look, I got to graduate.
Yeah. I done
It
came
is
this
what it
far.
is,
Uh,
but I'm graduating.
mhm.
Right. And that was a blessing for me because
Mhm.
she allowed me to do that. Now, it wasn't 2.5 weeks when I had my baby because I had a C-section. Okay.
Mhm.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Going in there to have a baby and then
Yeah.
end up having got their C-section. But
Mhm.
um they allowed me to do that and so that I could finish school. So having this happen in Margot's, I could relate to what she was feeling, what she was going through, and the thought process of people saying, "Oh man, you
You're
don't come
done.
this far, and
Mhm.
now your life is over."
Yeah.
Like
Oh. Mhm.
you're not even gonna finish college. The hell you say? The
Yeah.
hell you say?
Mhm. Yeah.
The hell you say? It's just deferred. It's not denied.
Mhm.
I may be a little late, but I got you. You got done right, and my baby, my infant, was at my graduation. You
Mhm.
got doggone right. He was.
And it can't happen. You can do it, but that is like that is and may I don't know. I've seen it
Hmm.
even like I'm saying, call the midwife.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because it happens.
It
People get
happens.
pregnant
It
before
happens.
they get married or they never get
Hmm.
married because I just find it so fascinating that the way society has it set up is that the the burden is all placed on the
On
woman.
the woman.
Where
Yep.
the hell the man at? She didn't make that damn baby by herself. But he walk around here footloose and fancy free. But I mean, because that's the way society is set up.
Hmm.
Because nobody is holding the man
Hmm.
accountable.
Hmm.
He's able to walk off footloose and fancy free.
Hmm.
And so women are then held to be accountable always, regardless if you're gonna keep it or not. It's still the woman who has to
Hmm.
hold that
Hmm.
accountability. But that's
Hmm.
the way society is set up. Nobody
Hmm.
ever saying both of y'all are accountable. Where the man at? Bring his ass in too. We gonna put
Exactly.
both of y'all and be like, what the hell you was
Exactly.
thinking? But no,
And
the
it's
woman,
and it's and then on top of that, it's the shame,
the
the
shame
embarrassment, everything else that they
on the woman.
leap onto the woman
Hmm.
as a way to shame her or embarrass her because she's unwed,
Hmm.
and pregnant.
Hmm.
I never forget, went was going to church, used to sing on the choir, and they asked me to step down
Hmm.
from me singing on the choir because I
Hmm.
was pregnant and
Hmm.
unwed,
Hmm.
hurt my feelings
Hmm.
because this is part of my community. These are part of my tribe. And now you're telling me that something's wrong with me or
Hmm.
something's wrong and I can't sing to the glory of the Lord.
Meanwhile, you in school. doing something better with your life. It ain't like you're not doing anything to better yourself. It's like even I can remember when I think my mom was I don't know, I don't know, she must have been a principal and a teacher came to her and told her she was pregnant. Now this lady got a whole degree. She got a whole job. She support her whole self, a whole house,
Mhm.
car, everything.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
now she concerned because of course this is back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This was in the 90s.
Mhm.
But now she's concerned whether or not she can keep her job, whether or not we ain't talking about the 60s and the 70s. We're talking about the 90s, whether or not she could be still perceived as a pillar in the community because she's an
Mhm.
unwed mother who's a teacher.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that seemed but it's still just all of these damn crazy ass expectations, and then you're punished or shamed. At the time when I was a single mother, so I didn't have a job, I was in school. So I didn't have or wasn't like attending a church like that, but it was still a sense of like embarrassment and shame
Mhm.
because I
Mhm.
wasn't married or whatever. What are people gonna think?
Mhm.
What am I what's the image or portrayal, whatever I'm causing in my parents because I'm not in school anymore. But I can remember all of that she's going through, all of that. That whole scene was triggering. It was flashback. It
Mhm.
was all of
Mhm.
that. And it was like,
Mhm.
that's crazy because it's still relevant. It is still a
To
relevant feeling.
this
Cause
to this
has
day.
she supports herself, Kim. She has an apartment. She has a job, but she was scared to tell her mama she was
Yeah.
pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a strong ass stigma that sticks
Strong
with
stigma.
women.
And it dates back to those traditional gender roles. It dates back to um the perception of what a woman should be and how a woman should be holier than thou and save herself or her what it has the ties to religion
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
how you save yourself for your woman for your husband you should not be practicing premarital um sex. You shouldn't be doing all these things. You shouldn't be doing all this. And the
Never
fact
mind, he got
that
a rake. Ain't that what they call it?
a rake a whole rake out here, but you having the baby is the
Yeah.
whole problem. um but yeah, it's a whole stigma, it's a whole trauma, um historical trauma.
It's historical. We should have a better response to,
We should.
oh, you're pregnant. Okay, we'll figure it out. You're bringing new
Yes.
life. I mean, I can understand, yeah, your life is going to change. Yes,
Mhm.
it is
Mhm.
going to change. You are
Mhm.
no longer in the same world
Yeah.
anymore. But we
Mhm.
could reframe it maybe
Mhm. Mhm.
in such a way, and
Mhm.
community could be built. I mean, I understand. I understand. I understand it's a lot to take every baby. I understand, as we can see. But it's just the I don't know. Anyway, it was just very triggering to
It
see all of
was.
that kind of come
It
back.
was very much so.
And she says, you ruined she said I ruined your life. And she said, you ruined my life so pretty. And I was like, that is kind of the sense of like, don't say that. But things change, but it wasn't a bad change. It was
Mhm.
I had you, I loved you, or whatever, and that brought like tears. And I was like, oh, that was so sweet because it is like, girl,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's fine. It worked
Yeah.
out. It's kind of like that
Yeah.
sense. And then I that also wrote like wanting something and it makes no sense to want it. Like she was like, why do
Mhm.
you want? She was, I don't know why I want this baby. I don't know why. But I
Mhm.
could understand that too because it's like, why do you want to do anything that something is calling you to do? You don't
Yeah.
know why you want
Mhm.
to do it, but something is telling you
Mhm. To do it.
to do it.
This is what you need to do.
It
Yeah.
makes absolutely no sense. So I guess
Mhm.
like and so for that reason, if somebody were to tell me that, and even if they were like an unwed mother in college, I'd be like, well, go ahead and have a baby girl. We'll just find a way to work.
Listen, that's the same
We'll
thing.
work it out.
I've had students in my current position that have come and told me, hey, I just found out that I'm expecting. I just
Mhm.
okay. All right.
Like, regroup.
Great. So tell me, how do you feel about it?
Hmm.
Depending on their response, congratulations.
Yeah, how we
Okay.
feel about it? That's the
Yeah.
first.
How do you feel about it? Congratulations if it's happy thoughts. And then number two, what's the plan? What's
Hmm.
the plan now? Okay. And then I even had one person that came and told me that they were expecting, they were like, are you disappointed? No.
Mm-mm.
Why would I be disappointed?
Hmm.
Why would I be disappointed? I mean, I've shared my story with you all. You all know
Hmm.
that I had my son when I was in school as well.
Hmm.
And I said, but I will give you this charge. Your life will change. Hope for the better.
Hmm.
And I said, but please know that your responsibility is not only to yourself anymore, it is now to that child that you are
Hmm.
growing. So please do not take that lightly. That is my charge to them. My
Hmm.
disappointment matters nothing. And no, I'm not disappointed, right? Because you are an adult. And
Hmm.
now it is time for you to step into the role of adult
Hmm.
and mother.
Hmm.
Okay?
And who hasn't had? I find it crazy that because I'm like the amount of people I know who became pregnant but did not continue.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like no shade, but I'm just saying like this it happens to people and people pursue different routes or whatever.
Right.
Don't put the stigma on the people who decided to continue because or the men who had babies and then they didn't like they got no stick. I just feel like it's all
They could walk
over.
away.
Yeah, like don't do that. Stop doing that to women. That's just oh that made me okay.
Mhm.
And then the roommates were judgy. I could slap them. Oh my God, Kim. So it was just all like, oh, get rid of everybody. Get rid of
Yeah,
everybody.
but you know what? I had a situation, not a personal situation, but I had a situation where it kind of paralleled this morning. And I was like, I mean, where the cameras at?
Yeah.
But where a young lady had found out that she was expecting, and the dynamics and the support, the level of support that she thought she would get from her tribe was
Uh-huh.
different. It changed.
Uh,
It wasn't happy. It wasn't support. It was different. And
mm-hmm.
I remember her coming and asking, talking to me, and she was like, I don't understand. I don't understand the criticism. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. Like I'm grown. Like I'm grown.
Because you
I
don't know
don't
what they're going through. You don't know
yeah,
what
I don't
what
understand the
happened in their life
change.
they didn't tell you. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't understand the change. I don't understand the criticism. I don't understand the kind of some in this particular instance, the pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Pull away. So and I thought it was strange that that was happening in 2026, you know?
Hmm.
But it was. And
Mm-hmm.
so and then when I saw it kind of come through in the Margo series, I was like, you know what? You know, everybody don't share what you may share as joy or excitement, or some people don't share those same feelings.
And I get that, but don't make it look like okay, you ain't never out here making all perfect decisions.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Keep living, as the old folks say. Keep living.
Keep
Okay.
living. My mama says it all the time. You ain't been where I
Yeah.
been.
Keep
You got
living this perfect or
keep
whatever.
living.
I just didn't like, yeah, like the even in the best friend too, like just the I'm doing everything all right. And
Yeah.
you are doing it wrong. Like, okay, well
And
keep living, Miss
okay. Like
Everything
you
Works
ain't over here dropping it low and dipping it wide. Okay.
Yeah, the sperm ain't just meet your head
Yeah.
yet. How about-
Oh, heifer. Oh, heifer.
so she decides to keep the baby. She goes through all of the pains and the challenges of pregnancy. And episode one is her having the baby.
Mhm.
Right. We go through so how she gets to the baby, how she has the baby.
Mhm.
And I thought it was cute the scene in Bloomingdale's when she had the meltdown in there to get the stroller or whatever. I thought that was funny. And then she sees the professor out at
Mhm.
Bloomingdale's and he's again an asshole or whatever. And
Like, is this? What are you doing, sir?
Mhm.
What are you doing, sir? Don't
Mhm.
ask me no stupid questions when you was digging all up in my rocks.
All up in there. Oh, oof. So, okay, this is the quote I wrote down. The mother says, life breaks people. This will break you.
Mm, not very. Charlotte's not very optimistic. That's what I'm saying. Her nurturer, no, no.
But Kim, is she wrong? She is not wrong. She's just not delivering it correctly. But she like, girl, this can break your ass if you don't get this shit together. Because you are a waitress, you are working a part-time job. I mean, let's bigger picture here. You're not in school anymore.
Charlotte, nurturer,
No.
no.
It's so much so, okay, this is what I thought was hilarious. Okay, so episode 2, we realize is in rehab. Cheyenne picks Margo up from the hospital. She gets to the house and leaves her in the driveway. Too much. She like too much for me. And I'm like,
I can't deal with this right now.
she could at least take the carrier upstairs, up all them damn steps to get her in the house, but
Like
no.
literally, I just had a baby.
I just had a baby. I'll call you after work. And then she was out. I was like, oh, this is not it for her.
Listen here. You need to find a graphic that says nurturer and then got the X running through it. Every time, like when we talk about her, it needs to like flash
Just like
because
that he flashed.
she like how's that supposed to make me feel as a new mother? Number one,
That would make me
and
feel.
I tell this story all the time. I have plenty of nieces and nephews, helped raise them, used to babysit all the time. It's different when you have your own child.
Yeah, it
Different.
is.
It's different. It's
Mhm.
different. Your body has gone through a transformation.
Yeah.
And I will never forget when I came home from the hospital, when I had my baby, my mom actually had went out of town. She had went out of town to go see her sister.
Mhm.
And so when I came home, it was family there, but it was not my mom. My mom wasn't there. And
Mhm.
so it was just different, right?
Mhm.
And I remember, I don't know if Joshua had to been maybe 4 days old, maybe 5 days old. I'm not really sure, but I had a chair in my room, and I remember sitting in the chair, bawling,
Mhm.
bawling.
That's if you just had a C-section. You was in pain.
Charlotte, that's the thing. Didn't have experience no. When I tell you, not any pain,
Really?
none,
My stomach was on fire.
none. Charlotte, when they kept saying, when you laugh, you got to hold your stomach and do this and your incision and all. Charlotte, I didn't have no pain. My aftercare was chef's kiss.
Mhm. Mm.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Um, no problems, no complications, no problems, no pain, no nothing. But when I tell you emotionally,
Mhm.
all out of whack.
Mhm.
I sat in that corner and I cried. And I'll never forget, I was listening to Luther Barnes
Mhm.
gospel song, cried.
What you was listening to, Kim? By Luther.
Luther Barnes. Oh gosh, Charlotte, what was it?
Yeah, I was listening to some Luther. What was I listening to?
We all gather here in your presence, Lord,
No, I don't know that one.
with our arms open wide. We lift our hands with open hearts. We welcome you to
Mm-mm.
our you. Oh, we need your spirit.
No, I
We
don't
need
know
your
that.
spirit.
Look that one up.
Holy Spirit, yeah. Girl hollering, crying in the corner, baby in the crib.
You over there being like, Lord, feed my spirit through this song. I had to do that plenty of
My
times.
emotions was all over the place. Out
Mm-hmm.
and and it was different. It just was a different feeling as a first time mom.
Well, like she
And
said, when she left, I do remember with Jalea, my first, like, it was all a blur. I'm pretty sure I left the hospital with her dad, her
mhm,
biological contributor, and went to my mom and daddy house. Though I didn't go
mhm,
back to his
mhm,
house. But I do remember, like, the world looks different. Like, it looks, maybe because I had been in the hospital for a few days, but I felt like
mhm,
this is different. Like, I feel like I am, I gotta protect. I don't know. It felt
mhm.
different. Like,
Your
yeah, it just,
priorities were different.
yeah, everything
Your
feels different.
concerns were different. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So for her to and I was fortunate enough to go home to my mom and daddy house, and she, she was there, so it was like
Mhm,
food and people coming over.
mhm,
So even
mhm,
though he and I were not in a good place, I was still dealing with that. Because he didn't have a job, it was like all up in the air. So it was
mhm,
all like, what the hell's going on?
mhm,
And I wasn't in school. So yeah, I was definitely emotionally all over the place, but it was
mhm,
good to have that center
mhm,
of
mhm,
folks. So I did feel for her. And you know what I'm saying? Like coming home and not having um some type of like sense of like security or something like
yeah.
that for her. I couldn't imagine like her coming home and just coming home to three roommates like yelling at you
Yeah.
about getting your baby to
Get your baby to sleep or trying to the baby don't know when it's night and when it's day. The baby just got here on this here earth.
this bitch telling her, I got a test in the morning. It's 2 o'clock. Oh, Kim. The way you Kim. I could cuss her out right now because I'd be like, bitch, you don't have to say because I ain't going
Yeah.
to know what it's
Mhm.
what the fuck you think I'm taking my newborn at 2 o'clock? I'm gonna
I
goddamn
know. What you want me
you
to
go
do?
somewhere. You go somewhere.
You ain't got no way you can go. You ain't got no man, old woman, or whoever you sleeping with. Go over there.
Be mad, go someplace else. But who would ask somebody to take their newborn out the
Mhm,
house because you
mhm,
can't sleep? That's
mhm,
crazy. This is the
mhm.
selfishness of the people, the
Or
women.
yeah, exactly.
You don't have
Exactly.
not one just
Mhm.
caring bone in your body. Like that was crazy to come home to that. That was she was good to manage as well as she did.
It wasn't a good space to
It was
be in. Charlotte, and this is where the breakdown starts. Listen here, if my mama ain't get out that goddamn car and help me up them goddamn stairs,
I would have cried right there.
the
I would
breakdown started there. That's when this is what you mean when you said it's gonna break me.
I would have
Are you trying to help it
been
break?
I'd have been crying going up the stairs,
She
or
didn't
as soon as I
have,
closed that door when I got in, it would have been a
yeah.
meltdown.
She didn't have any tribe. She didn't have
Mm-mm,
any
mm-mm.
help.
And they have no help. Nobody to be like, yeah, let me bring you a lasagna or something. Let me run by the store. Not even nobody had to run by the store for you because your cat on fire. So where you go? I mean, I remember the first child I pushed out, so I can remember like you can walk, but you can't walk for long periods of time. There's times when you have to sit and just be with yourself
Charlotte, I
and
don't
gather
remember none of that.
yourself.
The only thing that was amazing to me, because when I thought that I had a C-section, I thought they took all the blood and stuff with them when they took the baby out.
Hmm.
So the fact that I still had like the after the heavy, flow and all that kind of stuff after, I wasn't prepared for that because I thought that
What is
okay,
this?
you took that stuff with you when you got that baby out of there,
All of that
and
came out.
now I'm on my period, girl.
And it ain't just regular pad situation. You got to deal with these
It is. Listen here, them is some of the
pregnancies.
most comforting pads I've
And
ever had
sometimes they
in
want you
my
to
life.
put stuff in the pad. Like if you'd
Yeah.
have had it's a whole process to set up.
Listen,
Yeah.
when my niece had her baby, um, and she pushed her
I
daughter
had, yeah,
out,
I
and
told
she
yes, I had
tore,
this stuff.
and
Mm-hmm.
that darn dermaplast, that goddamn dermaplast,
Mm-hmm.
I got to know my niece so intimately. because I was the one to help her put her drawers and stuff on. And Charlotte, when I used to tell you, I used to get up in there with that dermaplast,
Girl.
spray some on the pad, and I used to help her pull her drawers up. You know what I'm saying? And
Those
help
little
her get it on up
disposable
there.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
They had
And
me sitting under a light, I can remember. Some type of
Charlotte,
UV light I had to send at her. So that's why shining on my
Charlotte,
cootie.
listen here. I know my aftercare was not traumatic. I can tell you that. The only questions that I had was why am I bleeding from there? Why am I
Yeah,
bleeding from there? I thought y'all
like
took
I
all
gotta
that
keep
out
it.
when y'all
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
baby. But pain or anything like that, as far as like that, it was not an issue. But I do remember helping my niece when she had her first baby, and knowing her very intimately. Because like you
Mhm.
said, she was very winded. She could not walk for long periods of time. When she went to the restroom, she needed help.
Yeah, it's like it's throbbing or something. Sorry for you if you ain't never had no baby. Let me tell you, girl, it's not all peaches and roses like they see on TV.
Yeah.
You push it out and then you find you push that baby out, and then there are things that you have to deal with to recover her. And I've done the C-section too, so I couldn't imagine because I was in pain. And I was like, yes, give me the hydrocodones,
I was
please. On
I was
time. Don't skip a time. I want hydrocodones.
yeah.
So
Hell
I
no.
can't imagine if she would have come home with a C-section. At least hopefully she would have helped her up them stairs.
Yeah.
That was crazy to come home with no
Yeah.
support. And then on
No
top of
support.
that, she continues to have no support as she
Mhm.
tries to go to work, and
Mhm.
Cheyenne cannot keep the baby from crying, and she comes to the job and is like, here, take your baby because I cannot keep the baby, so you're gonna have to figure something else out. And Margo goes to the professor for money. Like she bites, the bullet, and she's like, you know what? I need money. This dude needs to come up off of it, which made sense. I tried, which I could totally understand that because as an independent woman, you like, F you, I don't need you. But then you you like, yeah, well, maybe this money not coming in like it should. So maybe I am gonna
Mhm.
have to suck up my pride and ask you for money. And at the end of episode 2, her father arrives, enters Jinx, the former wrestler, who we learn at some point in time he has another family, and he and Cheyenne had an affair, and that's how they came to be. She loves her daddy. It is clear.
Mhm.
She loves Jinx. Cheyenne is like, I feel her because she like, you have this great affinity for this dude who has not consistently shown up for you.
You.
Like I
Yeah.
have sang the song.
Mhm.
You have this idea in your head of this dude who has not been there for you. Here I am. Hello. I've been here for you every day.
But nurturer, you are not. But
Yeah,
I've been here.
I've been here. I've been here for you, and you giving me shit. Like I get that. I get that because I have had that same experience from my oldest or whatever until whatever. Anyway, but till she came to meet the biological
Mhm.
contributor.
Mhm. Mhm.
But there is, I think, this sense of like in their heads building up this story about somebody they've never
Yeah.
met.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
when he arrives, I'm thinking, how is she going to experience him? And she seems to be like very accepting of Jinx. Like he like, I got out of rehab. She like, that's okay, come on in.
Listen here. I need some help. That's all I saw. That's all I read. I need some help.
Okay, you know what? I didn't completely read it like that because he read the text messages. He realizes he has a grandchild. He wasn't there. Because I was like, if he was a deadbeat, he could have read that message and kept on moving.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of grandfathers out here ain't never made their grandchildren.
That's it. David E. Kelly said we got to get her some help.
Yeah.
We got to get her some help because we don't got to this point and she don't have no help.
Yeah, the
Okay.
friends ain't no help.
No friends, no mama. The mama is not helping. the way that you would like her to help. And then and the sperm contributor is not
Not
helping.
helping. So
So
3, yeah, yeah, no
she needed to get something. And
help.
so the addicted rehab
Yep.
deadbeat, I take that for 200, Alex.
Come on in. We'll take him. Yeah.
Dr-
He
Rehab
bouncing.
dad that
Bodie.
has
Yeah, he bouncing
I take
Bodie.
I'm gonna take that. Come on in here. That's why. Come on in.
Yeah, Kim, like I'm like, I don't think this is a good decision, but it's
See,
just like not making good choices, right? But again, it's like, ugh.
desperation.
Yeah, desperation for acceptance by, I guess, the dad or
The dad, and I need some help. And I'm entering a new space that I'm unfamiliar with. No one is taught you. No one teaches
nobody is
somebody how
teaching
to
her
be
nothing. Yeah,
a
she learned.
parent, a mother,
She's
you
straight
know.
Googling.
And then emotionally, she ain't right anyway because she's still pouring out from the pregnancy.
And a man who's abandoned her.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So, it's just which I do see it from your point of view for sure. But I feel like for her in some instance, she was like, look, you could have been coming, you know,
Anybody she met at Publix.
listen, you could have been coming from a major drug bust and here. And I would have been like, come on
Yeah,
in.
we can make some, yeah, because I also forgot, right? She is dealing with a colicky baby. I don't know if you ever had that, but I
I
have had
didn't.
at least two,
I
and
have a
that
normal
is
baby, but
hell. It is hell to deal with
mm-mm.
a colicky baby, and the fact that you don't have anybody to help you deal with a colicky baby, because for me and my experiences, I had two and that were colicky. Juicy was the colicky geese or whatever of all of them of the two. I think Jet had a little bit. But anyway, it would start in the evening. It would start in the
Mm.
evening, always around like I think 4 or 5. And she would just cry from like that for like to 7 or 8. It would just be constant, kind of like, I can't settle you. I can't settle you. And
Mm.
you just have to it lasted for like a couple of months. It was crazy. It was crazy, Kim.
Couple of
Or
months.
maybe it felt like it. I just know for some weeks
That's yeah.
I knew I would be walking and patting and walking and
And
patting.
how do you get rid of
You
colic?
don't. It's gas that you can buy. Like something may have changed. That was years ago. Juicy is now
Yeah.
17, but then you could buy a little colic drops or whatever. Which that was the only thing the doctors recommend because to me that's what all he was giving her. Bounce them,
Mhm.
rock them because they have gas that's happening. I guess in the
Oh, so it's
evening.
gas.
And
Okay.
they can't get rid of it. So I know how it is to have gas and your stomach does hurt. You can't
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is.
I listen. I didn't. Joshua. Now Joshua was a good baby. Lord knows he was. He was a
Mhm.
good baby, y'all. He
Mhm.
really was. But my niece, when she had her daughter, um, she was a good baby too. She really was. But she started feeding her cereal early,
Oh, she got colic.
and she got stopped up.
Got stopped. Oh yeah, and they are not right. Yeah, they can't tell you, but
And
they can't
honey,
holler.
she could not poop,
Mm.
girl. And I will never forget. My mama was like, "These new babies,
Mhm. Could
don't
never.
you feed them baby?" Because back in her day,
Yeah, you get baby grits.
you feeding them, putting a
Mhm.
little cereal in their milk at like 1 month, two
Yeah.
months. You know,
And my mama was like, so they
um,
can sleep and they can
yeah,
do
so they
work.
go to sleep.
Mhm.
But and so she when they did that with my niece's daughter, and when that girl got stopped up, my mom was like, I'll never do that again. I will never do that again. She was like, and then that's when she started talking about the new babies. She was
Mhm.
like, y'all new
These
babies?
millennial babies. We
Y'all
can.
can't go with how they were brought up,
Mhm.
you know. Those type of traditions and things they used to do, you can't do with these new babies because
Okay.
they digestive system ain't the same. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't built the same. Well, they
You
ain't
know, when
changed.
they got
They ain't changed colic. Then they ain't fixed that. Cause she was. I just can't imagine. Yeah, like just having a baby that's
oh man, yeah,
who's not
that's
right. They not
extra.
feeling
Yeah, that's
good.
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But imagine, yeah, you can't hand them off. So if they got
yeah,
colic or their stomach not right, you can't hand them off
yeah.
to nobody to give you a break. It was good she didn't throw Bodie somewhere because
Look here, Bodie, and people don't understand the amount of pressure and responsibility a woman has during these times.
hmm
You know, and just saying, I had my emotional breakdown, and Joshua wasn't colicky. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
Yeah, so that's why I was like,
And,
she was
and,
holding it.
and yeah, you pile on other things, and then you don't have nobody to help you.
Help.
You don't
Mhm.
have nobody to turn to. Lord have mercy. Give me some Doritos. Let me get some Doritos in my goddamn toes.
It's out of OnlyFans right now. I know, right? So okay, we get into how she gets. So she is struggling. They are building up a good case. So her mama comes to the job. She doesn't have a way to make money. Then she
Mhm.
does the craziest thing, which doesn't make sense. She takes Bodie on a job interview, which I thought was like wild. And the lady is very belittling to her. She misspelled a word. Um, she has little experience. And I know how the series ends, and we forgot or ends, and I forgot to say at the beginning that we're only going to cover the first 4 episodes. So I'm
Episodes.
not going to give away the last 4 episodes, but knowing how the series ends,
Mhm.
it's crazy that like how we do this. We present ourselves on a resume, but we know what she's capable of, and
Mhm.
it is not represented on this resume. She's
Mhm.
not even selling herself.
Mm-mm.
She ain't even thinking that though at that point.
Mm-mm.
She's only
No.
thinking, give me a little piece of job. You see what I'm saying? The mindset right there
Yeah.
is really small. It's so small that she ain't even thinking about. That's crazy. Okay.
No. No. That's not
Mhm.
even in her mindset.
That she
Listen,
can
I
be
need
great.
this in money. I need this in little job.
Be like, girl, forget about what you see. I can do X, Y, Z. Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
But
You
she
know.
ain't feeling
Mm-mm.
herself like that.
Mm-mm.
No, she just like, okay, I misspelled a word. I only did waiting or whatever or whatever. It's like funny in that moment that she's
Mhm.
not selling herself. So she goes to the store. We see the bill is $238 for somebody who doesn't have or real work. That's an
Mhm.
astronomical amount of money.
Mhm.
Um, and then Jinx tells the story later on about the lady who worked for WWE, who worked for OnlyFans and made a lot of
Mhm.
money. So they're planting all these seeds. And then later on in that episode, um, she is feeding Bodhi. Is that what happens? We see other things happen. Jinx offers to be a roommate.
Yeah. Yeah. Her roommates leave
Yeah, her
and
roommates leave. He offers to pick up the slack.
mhm.
Cheyenne uh,
Does get
is at choir rehearsal. So I love is mentally. I was like, that could be a subconscious that I love is meant to be free. So we see the breakdown. Like we continue to see that she and this guy are maybe not really a match, or there's something or whatever quite not going on. All right. Cheyenne is aware at some point in time that Jinx is living with them. As she picks her up for the dress fitting. Um, because Cheyenne and what's his name are getting married. I can't think of his name. What's his name?
Kenny.
Kenny. Yeah, they getting married. They're getting married, and so they go for a dress fitting, and we realize that she has not told Kenny about Bodie. You ain't
Look,
talking about a whole
look,
grandchild.
listen here. This is where I'm telling you where the disconnect is, Charlotte. Now you can like her, but something ain't right about her.
She
Okay.
trying to because see she is doing. I think what she's trying to present herself in a certain way, even her family, because she wants a certain dude. right? She's always been okay. We'll talk about it later because I think we see this comes out in episode 7, 6 or 7. I can't remember how Cheyenne has seen herself. Because remember, like what we were saying, like women who are seen as risque,
Mhm.
we shouldn't even be associated with
Yeah.
them.
Mhm. Mhm.
What
Mhm.
you doing hanging out around with such and such?
Mhm.
Then you must be kind of fast too, or whatever.
Mhm. You know what that brought me to?
Hmm.
What made me think about
Hmm.
the children in the attic.
I ain't seen that. I never saw that. I don't think I ever
You
read that
never saw
either.
children in the
And I
attic?
never. And it's a book, right?
Flowers in the attic.
Flowers in the Attic. I've never seen it. I've never read it because it's
When
scary.
no,
It's
it's
not
just
scary.
horrible. It's horrible.
Oh,
Flowers in the attic. It's flowers in the attic.
Flowers in the Attic. I thought it was
VC
like
Andrews.
yeah, I
VC
thought it
Andrews.
was scary. Maybe because I
No,
was in middle school then.
this
I
is
thought I think I got the.
but it was basically the premise is it was a daughter, highly religious family, right? She ended up dating her uncle, so it was some incestuous stuff going on,
Mhm.
and having babies with her with the uncle, right?
Mm, mhm.
um Uncle dies. She brings the children back to her mother's religious home,
Mhm.
and because her mother is so religious, she sees the children as a sin, right?
Mhm.
So the children are then banished to the attic. First of all, they're like treated cruelly,
Mhm.
whatever. But the daughter, their mother, is like, okay, I need to find my next boo. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got these three children, but I need my next boo, right?
Mhm.
So the mother goes off and literally abandons her children, right?
Mhm.
And then she comes back like years later. She's the mother grandmother treats them horribly, keeps them banished in the attic, does not feed them, does not treat them well. The daughter comes back engaged, right? Um, Tries to kill her children,
Mhm.
poison them because she hadn't told the new man that
She
she even was married
oh.
or that she even had three
Yeah.
children,
Uh-huh.
right? And so she ends up poisoning one of the children because I think she had four children. She ends up poisoning four of the children. The other three get loose. And so she's having this big old grand wedding with this man that she's, very rich, whatever.
They
And
both
here
up in there?
these malnourished children comes downstairs and busts up the wed like, hey mom, how you doing?
Can we get
And
some bread?
and she's like, "Who are you?" She disowns her children. She's like, "I don't even know who you are."
Uh-huh.
And then the man that she married, she was like, "You have children?"
Mhm.
And she's like, "I don't know what they talk about. They're lying. They're like,
That's
poor
crazy.
and
Yeah.
yeah." So it's like that.
You
And
think she
so
that crazy? I don't think she that crazy.
no, I don't think she's that crazy. But that made me think about her when you hiding your whole grandchild. Like, are you
Mhm.
serious?
Yeah. She
Like
had
he knows that you have a daughter. So why is it that you didn't just bring him into your life events? This is happening, and this is why I say I'm going back to disconnect. Because this is somebody you plan to marry and you kept the whole part of your life
away from them. Uh-huh.
hidden from him.
Mhm.
And who does that?
Mhm.
Who
Yeah.
does that? And I think that's a little bit selfish.
She's not herself around him. That's another problem too. I feel like she
But
hides behind
if
herself.
you was a hoe, you was a hoe back in the day.
Yeah.
And guess what? Hoes can be reformed.
Mhm.
If you was
Yeah.
a little risque back in the day, you could be reformed. You
Yeah.
can be part of the PTA. You can go to church and
Yeah.
you can tell your test. I mean, what's the problem?
Mhm.
See, some of
Yeah.
this makes me think of these type of problems and not these type of problems. Because like these type of problems,
It's still though, Kim, women I think are faced with that stigma and some will go to any lengths. Again, I encourage you to watch Call the Midwife.
I boycott PBS. You know that I boycott PBS.
Kim, you can't. It's on Netflix, so what you can watch. It's all the seasons, but the last season's on Netflix. So maybe that'll make you feel like you're not supporting PBS if you watch it on Netflix.
I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
But it's so
When
it.
I saw that, I said, I know this girl ain't still watching PBS.
I had to find the last season. That was the only place it was. I have watched. Kim, it's 15 seasons. You mean to tell me I don't watch 14? I ain't gonna watch the 15 seasons. I don't watch all 14. I got to finish this. I got to see what happened to Cyril. And we're gonna see what happened to the people. But there was one, okay, sidetrack again. There was one story. I can't even watch it because I have rewatched this show. Like, right, okay, I've watched everything. I have even rewatched it because it's so good about how it's like 911 to me. There's like community that
Yeah.
happens in this piece or whatever. But this lady's, because it's based in England and immigrants, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what we're dealing with, immigrants. And this lady, her daughter, because they deal a lot with that, women having grown women and young women. So this lady has a daughter. She becomes pregnant. She pretends to be pregnant. Okay. So that
Okay.
her daughter, and when her daughter has the baby,
Oh, okay.
the plan is for her to say,
To
okay,
get
the
the
baby is mine.
baby. Okay.
So this is called the midwife. This is a community of this is a poor community as well because it's immigrant community. They're
Mm-hmm.
coming, a lot of them are starting or whatever, so not a lot of money, and they serve the community. So you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to check in with the midwife when you have a baby on the way. But because this is a secret pregnancy, they don't check in with the midwives. The mama like,
Mm-hmm.
I had babies before. I remember
Mm-hmm.
what the midwives did. We're gonna have this baby at home. And then I just called the midwives. I don't know what she thought she was gonna do when they came to check, whatever. But anyway, the mama delivers the baby. She like, okay, we got to do the afterbirth. That's what we're supposed to do. That would the. So the lady, she tries to get the daughter to deliver the afterbirth. It's not coming or something not right or whatever. She pulls the like umbilical cord or whatever. End up about to pull the lady uterus out the doggone girl.
Hysterectomy right now. Mm-hmm.
To
Mm-hmm.
avoid the shame, of her daughter having a baby out of wedlock. So that was like the moral of the story because the mama was
Mm-hmm.
like, I damn near killed you. So she ended up
Mm-hmm.
basically, of course, having to call in the midwife.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, what the hell is going on? You about to kill
Mm-hmm.
this girl.
I thought you was pregnant. I thought you was pregnant.
And
You about
you ain't pregnant and your uterus not on the floor. It's a lot going on here.
whose uterus is that? Is that yours?
This
I thought you was pregnant.
The mama was like, and it was then the mama was like, this is crazy. I have done the craziest thing
Yeah.
ever to preserve our quote unquote image in the
Yeah.
community
Mm-hmm.
because we are all stuck on this sense that, we are deemed, you're doomed now that you have had. It's the craziest thing they put on women. You're
And so
willing to risk your life.
you're giving Cheyenne that grace.
I'm just saying it's like she is trying to preserve an image to get
Mm-hmm.
the ideal dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the backdoor abortions that they cover and like call a
Mm-hmm.
midwife because they are trying to avoid the shame and the
Mm-hmm.
stigma.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they're writing this, they're playing into whatever is craziness or whatever that we all like. She is the extreme. I feel like she represents the extreme. But not like flowers in the attic crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flowers in the Attic was cray
that was
cray.
crazy. Yeah. But okay, so and then the thing that pisses me off the most, right? Okay, the friend is at the extreme because the friend tells her, "Hey, this is just a suggestion. How about you put Bodie up for adoption for foster care while you finish school?"
And yeah, like I can just go back and get them.
if I could slam that bitch through the phone, she would have got so the cuss out would have been still going on to this day. Because how dare you suggest such shit? Susie is her only friend. The cosplay lady is her
Susie
only
ain't no
friend.
damn friend.
Who?
Susie ain't no damn friend.
The cosplay lady? The roommate?
Susie, Susie.
Ain't you don't think she's her friend, the roommate? Kim, who watch Bodie?
You talking about who the one said talking about put the baby up for adoption? Cheyenne friend.
No, Margo friend, the one that's in college. I thought Susie was the one who does the
Susie,
cosplay.
Okay, no.
Whoever the
Not
roommate
Susie.
is that does the cosplay. I feel like
Yeah,
that's the only.
okay. Yeah. Well, she got one.
She got she got one.
She's going through a lot. She's going through a lot.
Going through a lot. So okay, at the end of this episode is where she opens up an account on OnlyFans. She realized she like, let me see what's going on here.
Yeah. Those Doritos are looking better and better, honey.
Because I can work from home. I don't have to send in no resume. I'm immediately hired.
And I produce my whole content.
I work when I want to. It's a lot of benefits to this job.
The overhead is low.
But you got look, what? There's a big but. And that's what I think. They don't offer this but until I think later. Cause I was so riding the ride with her putting together this whole plan. Cause in episode 4, okay, we're gonna end with episode 4. Episode 4, she takes a picture of her boobs. She's into it now. She's like posting little tidbits to see what she can get. And then she sees these 2 creators and she pays them $50 to see if they will collaborate with her. And they take her $50 and she decides that she's going to go over there and confront them about how they took her money. Which I thought was like, okay, I wouldn't have done that. I would have been like, oh, well, I lost
Not in these OnlyFans streets. You gonna give me my $50 back.
Kim, that $50 would have been lost. I'd have been like, I don't know who the hell I'm running up on. I'm
$50, Charlotte, in her state. $50? You gonna have to run me my money, or I'm literally gonna fight you. What do you want me to do? What you want me to do? Do you not? I'm on OnlyFans, and then you gonna take my $50?
Run me my money.
Run me my money.
Because that's how she rolled up on him. No. Ma'am, if you don't calm down, you about to get shot. You don't know who you rolling up on.
$50? No. I'm gonna need my money. I better lose.
But your life, you don't
have to lose. I am on rock bottoms. And listen to this though, Charlotte. What do you think about we get to a certain point where it is the stigma of being an unwed mother, or the stigma of being a sex worker?
Yeah. Which one is worse? Like which one she's debating?
Which one is worse?
Yeah, she's debating. Yeah,
Or you are unwed, single mother, sex worker,
but paid. But you paid. Because you could be an unwed single mama broke. That's admired. Right? If she would have said, I'm gonna go
struggling.
I'm struggling. I'm gonna work I'm gonna work the part-time or whatever job, the hourly wage. People gonna applaud you for that. But if you
or I could put some Doritos between my toes.
And they gonna be like, bad woman. Bad woman you are, yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah, But that man, that professor man running around free, teaching up the world. He teach, yeah. So she meets up with Wang Mangler, and Succulent rose. Wang Mangler and Succulent Rose. And they come up with a collaboration deal. Like they talk about how they could collab. Again, she
Mhm,
has business savvy. This lady is
mhm.
smart, but she's just, like I said, she's selling it.
Just in a tough situation. Just in a tough situation, Charlotte.
But Kim, she was in that tough situation when she was in an interview with that lady, but she didn't sell herself. But she
Listen
was like
here.
coming up with ideas here, baby. She like, I got
Listen
ideas.
here. Is this? Listen here. Listen here. I got. She had to change her mindset.
Hmm. She had to change her mindset. But okay, this is my theory. Maybe this is what I'm asking myself. In one situation, white collar, does she believe I don't have anything to offer here, so there's no selling? But in this situation, where I am considered sex worker,
Mhm.
woman, I got body, I got whatever. I
Somebody
got
gonna see these kids.
yeah, with milk busting out, with milk busting out.
Some people like that.
But that's what I'm saying. This is where she feel like she has something to offer. She could have said in that interview what we know now. I can copyright. I can write. She can write
Yeah.
her ass off.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I don't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Something in that regards, an office job which requires her to write or to edit or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
But
It don't pay quick enough.
that shit
She
don't.
needed money now.
Yeah, but she was yeah, but still don't care. She was just looking for a job. She wasn't looking for like fast money as much as this. This does guarantee fast money. If she look up
Yeah.
people get tips, tips
I,
and stuff. All
yeah.
right, so
It's part of her arc. She
it's
had to
part of
go
her
through
art.
that.
Yeah, she's coming to the awareness of herself. All right,
She
so
is.
Cheyenne, I thought okay, I thought this was interesting that Cheyenne again, she's not herself in front of Kenny. She changes the music when he gets in the car. Again, she kind of like this. You can't
Why
keep
you
up
wanna
that. You cannot keep up that facade forever. You have to. It cracks
why
eventually
you wanna be with somebody like that?
because he is. I think ideally represents
He
what
is
she's
a
always wanted.
butthole. He's a butthole.
But he's stable.
I don't care.
He's khaki pants and button down.
All he
You
needs
know
is
what
a
I'm
tiki
saying?
torch. All he needs is a damn tiki torch.
Yeah. Jinx goes to the fan showcase. They meet Lace, who's an attorney who will play a part later, and he gets hurt. He gets back into the hospital, and he does something sketchy, right? When he asks her to kind of not tell him about his pain situation, the pills. You remember that?
So listen, he's an addict, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
And he,
he's the wrestler. And that's just, not saying that wrestling is, well, there's a level of performative, but it is a sport.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm sure he has some body pains.
He has pain, yeah. Especially if you got tossed around or whatever. He got some pain, but he tells her not to mention to the people so he could get pain medicine. I think right, not to mention to the people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I like him though.
I do like Jinx. I like Jinx, but Jinx ain't right. But when he does stuff like this, it's a reminder that Margo, you got to get him out your damn house.
But who is girl?
Who is I know, but I guess I know what comes. But I'm still hopeful. At this point, I'm hopeful that Jinx is a good influence. But to me, that was the writer's kind of clue to me. Jinx ain't right.
And he's still trying to get it right.
He's still trying. He is trying. He is trying to make an effort. I will give him that.
So he's trying to get it right. But then my thing with that is, okay, so mama is fronting over here trying to attain some type of status or lifestyle that she feels would redeem her
Mm-hmm.
from past infractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or from her past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jinx is also looking for some level of redemption
Mm-hmm.
for him and
Fast.
Margo.
Yeah.
Yeah, after his pass. Margo, I feel like she had some type of yearning for love, validation, acceptance,
Mm-hmm. From
like a feel of like from my mom,
mm-hmm.
or cohesiveness of a family unit,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably why she got into the things that she got into.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of that is the reason why she got into the situation she's in, and then going forward,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we're looking at this family unit, the mother, the father, and the daughter. All of them are looking for some type of redemption, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it looks different for each person's circumstance.
And I think they're going about it the wrong way.
And for me, I'm more inclined to give Lynx more grace than I would Cheyenne. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's because you
And
like
I
him
may be,
better.
and I may be wrong.
Because he's more nurturing. I got a little more grace for Cheyenne. She just ain't a nurturer type. She just don't do. I guess because I had a grandma, my daddy's mom. She was not. She could not do a hug, a pat on. She couldn't do it. It wasn't in her.
I mean,
She
I
could not
get
do
that, Charlotte, but I'm saying your daughter just had a baby
it. Mm-hmm.
and you drop her off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Okay.
You keep your baby for your daughter so she can go to work. You keep
Mm-hmm.
your grandbaby.
Yeah.
And then you can't take it, so you bring the baby to your child's job.
Mhm. I was not surprised because she is uncomfortable. It's some people who are just not built for that. She just happened to have a baby. She just happened to be a mama. Cheyenne, if Cheyenne never got pregnant, she probably would have been okay. But
She would have been.
she just happened to have a
But
baby.
I
They
think
do.
that gave, yeah, I don't know. I think that gave that she did harm though. And I ain't willing to let her slide on that.
On that, yeah. Okay.
Because I think she did harm.
By 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 her not nurturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what she can't get, what she can't have. I don't think she was mean. She wasn't intentionally not withholding it. So that's why I guess if she was like intentionally withholding it to manipulate, then that would be one thing. But if she ain't built like that, it is gonna be harmful. But it's like it's yeah, I
But
know.
she ain't
I know. Okay, but we got 4 more episodes to
okay, okay.
because I think she redeemed herself in one particular episode, but she okay. All right, so
Okay.
we end again. This is why I like Jinx. Why did you say that at the hospital? But when Jinx found out that who's Margot's baby daddy was, he came in there and broke that man doggone head. I was like, that's right.
I don't
Get
see
him,
nothing wrong
Jinx.
with
Get him, Jinx.
it. That's my daddy. That's my daddy.
Yes,
That's
sir.
my daddy.
Yes, sir. Break him. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, because somebody need to come up there and toss his ass because he got away with it. And he ain't mama
He
done,
ain't
co-
suffered nothing.
mama done covered up his deeds by paying you off. Like, come on, no. We not do he need a broken hand, a broken finger, a broken something. Because I have no sympathy for deadbeats.
No,
Given
none.
the fact that I experienced one, so they deserve all they
None.
talk.
None.
All they
None.
get. And we end with Margo on OnlyFans collaborating with the two, right? Is that how we end for?
Yeah.
With
Um,
Casey and
What's his name?
Wayne Wayne
Wangler.
Mangler
Wayne
and
Mangler.
Succulent Posey. Succulent
Yeah.
Rosa Pose or something like that. I'll
Mhm.
get it right. But so this starts how the season will go with
Mhm.
what she will do um with this OnlyFans character, right? And I
Mhm.
think this is interesting because it does. Like, okay, like if we don't pick a what, because we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do the first four. So we don't pick a character to choose right now.
Okay.
And we pick what was she thinking when she makes this decision for me. I'm gonna pick
Okay.
jump on OnlyFans. Like, girl, this is a major decision to jump on OnlyFans because for me, this would have been like back in the day. This is how old I am. I guess if you was like, I'm posing for like a Playboy, a
Mhm.
whatever that was, penthouse, whatever
Mhm.
they had.
Mhm. Mhm.
If
Or
you,
I'm going to go strip. Like
well, I want
this
to
would
go
be that.
strip.
Yeah. This would be the same
This would be
during our time.
during our
That
time.
would be equivalent.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get quick money. You're gonna get
Yeah.
paid well.
Yeah.
This is a major decision. Like it seems cute, and you know what I'm saying, because you're uploading your little pics online and it's
Mhm.
do. You know, you're not in the middle of the skeeziness.
Yeah.
Because if you in the
Mhm.
strip club, you kind of reminded it. It's a
Mhm.
skeeziness going on.
Mhm. Mhm. Your skeeziness adjacent. Mhm. But when you think about like what was she thinking or whatever. But my thing was I think it was logical for her.
To jump on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
giving her what she had available.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim, she couldn't look for remote work. She could go up on LinkedIn.
Take too much time. That first job interview, it was too much. Like you asking me, I keep thinking about Players Club when she was like, they be asking for too much for $10. Jiggle it a little bit this way, stand up, poke your butt out, do all this for $10. You be asking for too much. Listen, you want all the words spelled correctly for this goddamn job? I'm telling you, I need a job. You trying to hire somebody,
The
and I'm
white
telling
tables.
you, to me, once the seed was planted, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was a logical step for her
Logical step, yeah.
because of the time that we're in
Mm-hmm.
and to know how quick you can turn things around. And so, because OnlyFans is not just in this show, but in Euphoria too, they center on OnlyFans and how profitable it is and how quick the money comes when you are doing
Mm-hmm.
certain things. And so when in a particular character in Euphoria was trying to break into like the small screen,
Mm-hmm.
and once they found out she had an OnlyFans, they consider her a sex worker.
I'm like, dang,
Mhm.
that's crazy. They consider you a sex
There
worker
you go,
for
a sex
posting
worker.
on online.
Yep, be a sex worker. So
I would think you would have to be having sex.
the stigma of being a sex worker,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the modern standards, because and that's why I say it's skeezy adjacent, because they're no longer walking down the corners with the
Mm-hmm.
with the high heels on and the booty out
Mm-hmm.
and trying to flag somebody's car down.
Risking your life, like you literally, yeah, you online, yeah. So it's not.
www dot
It's like it's a bit removed.
yeah,
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 the sketchiness of it can seem as if it's removed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then you're kind of in a protected environment doing the risque provocative things, right? For money. But in essence, when you really think about it, what are you a sex worker?
Yeah, I get.
Somebody paying for you to categorize penises to Pokemon, or people are watching you show you boobies, or people are watching you to.
I guess because maybe it's like what comes from it is sex. Maybe that's why. Or what's supposed to come from it is sex. So maybe because I guess I was thinking sex worker must means you are having sex. So maybe I
Some
need to
of
think.
them do.
Some of them do, but she's not having sex. So she's just showing her body. So I'm like, maybe it's like that because they think what will come of it is sex means, or what
Mhm.
could potentially come of it. I need to look that up.
Yeah.
Like what I said.
And that's kind of what the character in Euphoria. She didn't start out, showing her body, but she was very risque with the way that she dressed and the TikTok she did and
And upped it.
all that kind of stuff. And then it became okay, I'm getting more and more likes, I'm getting more and more subscribers, let me kick it up. And then when I
Mhm.
kick it up, then I'm getting more and more, and then they're asking me and say, hey, I'm gonna give you $500 to do this.
Do this,
And I'm
yeah.
gonna give you this and this and this to do that. And I was looking at somebody's story on TikTok or something like that, and it was kind of similar to Margot's, but it was a African American young lady, and she was
Mhm.
saying she had turned to OnlyFans as well
Mhm.
to support her children and pay for her, um, and support herself because she had lost her job, she had lost her car, she was evicted or something like that, and so she was able to supplement her income by OnlyFans. And she was saying that at one point someone had asked her, "Look, if you have this threesome with me and my wife,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you, this large amount of money." And she was on her way to go and get the money, go and
Mhm.
do what she was gonna do to get the money because she needed the money.
Mhm.
And I think something happened, and then she was able to start backing away from the OnlyFans. But she said OnlyFans provided her money to take care of her children.
Mhm.
But
Because,
yeah,
well,
I
I was
can't recall what she said. She said something about selling her soul, and she was like she was on her way to go and do the thing with the man and the husband, and something happened, and she was talking about how God saved her soul
oh, from
because
doing
she was willing to give her
that.
soul for her children.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I guess I'm thinking if you do it, if you want to do it because you're having fun or whatever, you're passionate about, I guess, showing
Mhm.
your body, that's one thing. But if you're doing it because you feel like I have nothing else to offer, as far as like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, brain wise, I only have my body to offer, then I feel like that might in the end make you feel not, you know what I'm saying, it's not as empowering because it's like, oh, I you feel like I only have this, quote unquote, only
Mhm.
have my titties. I only have my ass.
But
Like I don't have my brain.
Charlotte, it's the oldest tradition we got. It's
I
the oldest
know it
thing we
is,
got.
but it is what
So
I'm saying. It can play havoc on your mindset if you feel like that's all I got to make money is my body.
it could. I mean, I could see that.
You know
I
what I'm
could see that.
saying? Like
But then
people only
I
want
see.
me for my body, not for what I am, who I am.
Yeah, but I feel like that with the amount of pressure and stress and the amount of desperation, I'm gonna get it how I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too. Like
And the
you got
mental
no
break.
child care. You got no child
Yeah.
care. Like
The
who?
yeah, and the mental I'm able to disassociate
Yeah,
from
that's
that
what I'm talking
part.
about. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You disassociate because you know this is not what you want to do. You
Yeah.
know, that's what I'm saying. If you want to do it because oh, it's giving you passionate about it, that's different. But if you're doing it because you have to disassociate to make money because you know your body, I feel like it's the same as doing working for in a job you don't want. It's just not good for your mindset, for your soul. You gotta you gotta get out of there, boo.
But you know what? In this time, you see less of thinking about it's not good for your mind, but it's all about the money.
But
You know,
but in the end, it's gonna come and haunt you though.
it
You don't
is.
think it's gonna come and haunt
It
you
is.
though?
I mean, I think it probably may give some people um pause,
Hmm.
but for some people,
No. If they're not thinking too deeply about it, nah. They like, give me that money. All right, Kim. That's it for episode 4. You got anything else you add before we close? And we come back for the last of Margot's Got Money Troubles. That was 1 through 4. Anything you want to add before we
no,
close?
no, good show. Good show was
I think so.
yeah,
Too. Most
yeah, it's a good
definitely.
show. Yeah,
This, I think it's a new take on looking at the
yeah,
same shit we've been dealing with since women have been seemingly oppressed. Like this is crazy.
yeah.
That this is oh, it's fucking crazy.
In
Okay,
20, yeah, right now, yeah. Okay.
okay, go ahead. Okay, we'll come back.
Right.
We're gonna do 4 through 8 when we come
Yeah.
back. Okay, so now Kim, go ahead and take us out.
If this movie, TV, show made you uncomfortable, inspired, or reflective, that's the point. Because guess what? Growth usually starts with discomfort, people.
For sure. Tell us, what was she thinking and what did you think watching this? Please rate and subscribe and share this episode of Margo's Got Money Troubles, episodes 1 through 4 of What Was She Thinking? And please come back next week for episodes 4 through 8 as we talk about this dilemma of women and 21st century stuff still going. That's crazy, Kim. All right, Kim. Thank you, girl. You have a good one. I'll holler at you.
Come back, like, subscribe, join the conversation, y'all. Join the conversation.
Oh yes, and you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube as well if you want to comment and join the conversation that way. We'd love to hear what you have to say about Margo's at Money. All right, everybody have a